In the heart of Okoire village, nestled between rolling hills and whispering rivers, lived a young drummer named Ayotunde. His days began with the rhythm of his talking drum, a sacred heirloom passed down through generations, and his nights were filled with melodies that suited even the harshest of tempers. But Ayotunde was no ordinary drummer. His drum spoke, not just in beats and pauses, but in words. It was the voice of his late mother, Abike, who had once been the village's greatest drummer before her untimely death. Her spirit lived on in the drum, guiding Ayotunde's every rhythm, teaching him life's lesson and whispering comfort on lonely nights. Though poor, Ayotunde was beloved by the villagers. They called him the soul of Okoire, for his music healed, inspired, and connected the people. Yet, in his heart, he harbored a love no rhythm could ease, a love for Princess Ifedolapo, the only daughter of King Adeyemi. She was graceful, with a laughter like wind chimes and eyes that mirrored the moonlight. Ayotunde had first seen her during the New Yam festival when he played for the royal family. From that moment, her image has been etched into every beat he played. But she was royalty, and he was the son of a palm wine tapper. Even dreaming of her felt like chasing the wind. Yet, love knows no bounds. Each day, Ayotunde wandered near the palace walls, hoping to catch a glimpse of Ifedolapo. He'd play soft melodies beneath the mango tree she loved, and sometimes, just sometimes, she would smile down at him. His heart would soar. Unknown to him, Ifedolapo had also begun to notice the boy with the magical drum. His music moved her in ways she couldn't explain. It was as if the drum spoke a language her soul remembered. Their first meeting came by chance. A storm had rolled into the village and Ifedolapo's horse panicked, throwing her into a shallow ravine near the forest edge. Ayotunde, returning from the river, heard the commotion. With no thought to status or danger, he rushed to her aid. Bruised and shaking, she looked up into the eyes of her rescuer. Their hands touched, a beat skipped, a rhythm began. "Thank you," she whispered. Ayotunde nodded, afraid to speak. The drum, strapped to his back, paused warmly as though his mother's spirit approved. Words of their growing closeness spread like harmattan fire. Some said a drummer could never marry a princess. Others whispered that the king would never allow it. But love once ignited cannot be silenced. Ifedolapo began sneaking out during the dark hours, meeting Ayotunde under the baobab tree. They spoke of dreams, of kingdoms and rhythms, of stars and sacrifices. One evening, Ayotunde finally confessed his feelings. "I know I'm not worthy," he said, clutching his drum, "but my love for you is as true as the heartbeat of this drum." She took his hand. "Then let it beat for both of us." Their love was sealed not with words, but with a shared rhythm that only the two of them could hear. But love's journey is rarely smooth. When King Adeyemi heard whispers of his daughter's affection for the village drummer, he summoned Ayotunde. "You dare dream of marrying my daughter?" the king thundered. Ayotunde knelt. "Kabiyesi, I love her truly. I would do anything to prove my worth." The king stroked his beard thoughtfully. Anything? Yes, my king. Then sacrifice your talking drum. Only then will I believe your love is greater than your gift. A gasp echoed through the court. The drum? The very soul of his being? His mother's spirit? Ayotunde bowed his head. Yes, my king. That night the drum wept. Ayotunde couldn't sleep. The drum lay by his side, silent. Then in the stillness of night, his mother's voice spoke. My son, it said gently, you are torn, but this love without sacrifice is a song half played. If you must let me go, do so with peace. Tears rolled down Ayotunde's cheeks. But Mama, you are all I have. No, Ayotunde, you have love. And love, when true, births miracles. As dawn approached, Ayotunde wrapped the drum in white cloth, carried it to the sacred grove and laid it on the altar. Take this, he said to the gods. May it prove my love. As the sun rose, the drum cracked open and fell silent. The villagers mourned the boy whose drum once gave the village life, now walked in silence. Ayotunde kept his head high, though his heart felt hollow. Ifedolapo wept for him. The king too was moved by the boy's courage. Days passed, the festivals grew dull. Even the birds seemed quiet. One night, Ifedolapo approached the gods herself. He gave everything for me, she whispered. Return his gift, not for me, but for the people. The gods watched and they listened. That night, Ayotunde dreamed of his mother. She smiled, radiant. Love lives on, my son, even in silence. He awoke to a soft rhythm. There, beside him, lay the drum, whole, restored, glowing faintly. Ayotunde touched it. Mama? Always, it replied. His joy knew no bounds. He ran to the palace, playing the rhythm of love, of sacrifice, of reunion. The villagers danced, even the king smiled. King Adeyemi called for a gathering. Ayotunde, he said, you have proven what many men cannot, that love, when pure, is worth everything. He turned to his daughter. If your heart still beats for him, then I give you my blessing. Ifedolapo nodded, tears streaming. That day, the palace opened its gates for a drummer's wedding. As husband and wife, Ayotunde and Ifedolapo became symbols of unity. The drum's voice was now not just for music, but for peace, wisdom, and healing. Ayotunde taught children the rhythms of life. Ifedolapo led programs for the poor. Together, they turned Okoire into a village known far and wide. And each evening, as the sun set, the drum would play. Years later, when Ayotunde had grown old, he passed the drum to his daughter. This, he said, is more than wood and skin. It holds love, sacrifice, and the voice of generations. The girl played and the voice of Abike rang out once more. My children, it said, never forget the truest songs come from the heart and the greatest rhythm from love. And so, the legend of the drummer's promise lived on.